I got
Is
it.
it Zoom? Is it Zoom or something?
Yeah, it's a Zoom one.
Oh, I could listen to it though, I suppose.
You can listen to it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good morning. In maybe in some places it's good evening. We would like to welcome you and wishing you a happy new year from TTI. This is our first show for this year. And I know it's going to be a good one. We've got an excellent speaker. And I would like to welcome you. And my co-host is...
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shirley. Thank you for joining us and a happy new year to you all. Great to be back with you all.
Thank you. And how are you today, Shirley?
I'm very well, thank you, Edgar.
Good.
I'm very well.
Good.
How are you?
I'm okay. And I would like to welcome all the viewers on this day, the 8th of January. We are going to do the prelims that we normally do, and we're going to get on with that straight away. But also we're going to be asking, just in preparation, if somebody would like to give a testimony, or somebody would like to say that they've been following the program and from the advice of some of the presenters, they've done something and it's really helped their health. We'd just like you to kind of unmute and kind of let everybody know that you're feeling better, or there's a difference from doing some of the health advice that's been given. So we're going to do that in a bit, and we're going to give all those that are on the platform an opportunity to do that. So I would like to welcome the presenter. Sonia, are you there? Could you just say hi to everybody?
Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year to you all. Thank you for showing up today.
And Happy New Year to you, Sonia.
Happy New Year to you.
I'm really pleased that you're here. Excellent. So we'll come back to you very, very shortly. Thank you. All right, we're gonna have a look at the promos. We're gonna do that right now. So if you just bear with me as I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna do that right now. Shirley, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so this afternoon we have Sonya Barnes. What a nerve for such a time as this. Now, this is a catchy title. When I heard this, I'm thinking, I wonder what Sonya is going to be talking about this afternoon. So please stay tuned as we're going to hear Sonya very shortly to find out what she means regarding her title. Okay, so the TTI disclaimer, what we have on every show. Only a physician can diagnose, treat, and prescribe for any illness or disease. Any information disclosed or discussed at the TTI Zoom talk show are for educational and informational purposes only. Please continue to seek professional advice from your general practitioner or physician, whoever you may be with, if you have any illness or disease concerning that you're suffering from. Okay, so this is our TTI Telegram groups. We have a spiritual, a male and a female Telegram group. The spiritual group is one where we people coming together, words of encouragement, prayers, devotions around this group. The women and the men's health group are, and when it comes to the presenters, and they may set challenges for us, and we'll discuss it on the platforms, and we'll talk about health concerns, tips, hints, and so forth. So please join us. The URL link is there, and one of us will try and get the link into our Zoom chat as well. Okay, so this one is, sorry, on my the admit, on the, I'll do my phone closer, on the 20th of February to the 3rd of March, we have none of these are strangers on our platform. We have Dr. Louisa, we have Louise, we have Sonya, who's speaking to us shortly, and we have Joan Cornwall. And these ladies will be doing a colon, gallbladder, and a liver flush program, 20th of March to the 3rd of March, 12-day cleanse. There is an early bird, I think it's by the 31st of January, but please contact Louise, Mercy Doors Health Ministry, on 078 33 497 532 for more information. But there's only 50 places available, so please contact and get in to do that flush to start the new year with a healthy start.
That looks good. Looks very good.
Okay, now this one is Plan Easy. So this one's with Janine. She's one of our TTI members, and she would do virtual cooking sessions starting on the 13th of February. So it's 3 sessions, 13th February, 20th, and the 27th. This one she'll be doing mood foods. So in February, she'll be doing about mood foods and foods that help fight depression and anxiety, which is needed really, especially with the time that we're living in. Depression is on the rise, anxiety is on the rise. So Janine will be showing us how to cook plant-based meals made easy. So please contact Janine. Her telephone number is below, and I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so I can see it. So you can contact Janine either on email, which is planeasy with a Z at icloud.com, or you can call her, which is 079 67 62 6391. So please contact Janine for further information. TTI, our organic olive oil. There is only a few left, not a lot now. So if you would like to get your hands on this pure organic olive oil from Unicenta Farm, Pastor Davis's farm, please contact TTI. If you have any of our telephone numbers, please contact us personally or via email, which is ttinternational@gmail.com. And we just want to say thank you all for your support. Thank you for joining us after the break into this new year. And we thank you for supporting us over the whole of 2021. We thank you, whether it's through your prayers, through your donations, through your support, through your sharing with family member and friends. We just want to thank each and every one of you. So thank you. And I will pass you back over to Edgar.
Thank you very much, Shirley, for that. What we're going to do now is I'm going to open the floor up for a number of things. If you've I've been following some of the advice that we've been given through TTI and the presenters, and you've felt better, or there might have been something that you were struggling with health-wise, and over the last year, you've been following some of the things that we've been advocating. I just want to give this moment for somebody to unmute and just say where you are and just give us your thoughts or even thanks of just being well. Just encourage somebody. So I'm presuming everybody can unmute, Shirley? I would hope so.
Yes, they can, Edgar.
Right, so I'm just going to give this moment now for anybody who wants to unmute and just say, yes, I've been blessed. You know, I've been following some advice that one of the presenters has given, and it's made a difference to my life. So I'm not going to dwell on it, but if somebody would like to encourage me and others, this is your opportunity to unmute. Have we got any takers?
Yes. Yes, we have.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you raise your volume a little bit? It's really low.
Can you hear me now?
Bit better, could do it a bit more, but
I'm just saying it's made a big impact on my life. Really, really helpful to me because I followed a lot of the nutrition things and it's been valuable to me. And
okay.
yes, because I followed the juice. I actually had seeds and herbs I've never had before, and I can see the benefit.
All right. Thank you very much, Yvonne. And hope this year goes as well as last year. But thank you. Is anybody else that would like to say an encouraging word, health-wise, or even the cooking program that we did? Did anybody get a blessing from the cooking program? Hello, Sharon. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. So yes, the cooking program, I really, really enjoyed it this in December. For those of you who are new on here, who've never been on True Temperance International before, in the month of December, we had 3 weeks of cooking demos, and we had 3 different chefs. And we had challenges as well. It's worth looking back on our YouTube channel to see what the different food items were, and the learning how to do them as well, because the ingredients are all on there and the step-by-step procedures on there. The last one, I mean, I did do the lentil-based pizza. I did that a couple of times. Turned out different every single time, so that was good. And I really did enjoy the new way of doing my pizza bases. So that really encouraged me to get some pulses, some lentils in there and some good protein. The one that Curly Sue did for the seasonal vegan Christmas dinner, tried the vegan meatballs. They were good. They were really good, made with cannellini beans. And what really got me now was the gravy. I don't really think gravy is anything special, but this was so special. It was the whole family really enjoyed it. Didn't you, Edgar?
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, and the boys and my daughter, yeah, everybody enjoyed it. So I think gravy now takes on a whole new meaning to me now. So really enjoyed it. And the other thing that Curly Sue asked us to do was to share. So not just have the blessings ourselves, but share a meal with other people who perhaps might be alone or unable to have or create these lovely meals. And so, yes, still continuing with the homeless feeding project that myself and quite a few others in our church involved in, even last night in the cold. So yeah, we were sharing food, hot meals, drinks and clothing. So just thought I'd encourage others, if you know of any projects that you'd like to get involved or even just start one up, you can contact me through True Temperance International, or just send me a message in the chat and I will let you know how to do that. Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much. Now, we're running out of time, but I want to give one more opportunity for somebody who has been listening to True Temperance International, applying some of the things that the presenters have said, and have had their health improve. Is anybody else there that would just like to say a word? I mean, I'm not going to leave it for long, but is anybody else who would just like to encourage somebody with regards to the programs that we're running, where they've applied health principles that the presenters have presented and they've seen a difference? The floor's open. Anybody? I'm not going to leave it open for long, but I'm just going to leave it open just for a moment, just in case there's somebody that wants a desire to say something. Okay, I'm going to take it as a no. I'm going to linger.
I could speak
just to
again.
say something. Linger.
I could speak again. What I'd say is I'd like to thank God for our recovery from COVID, using natural remedies. The headaches, I got the headaches just before Christmas in early part of December, and I did the hydrotherapy with the feet in the in fact Edgar did it for me because I was in too much pain, but yeah, the feet in the hot water and the cold flannel on the head, and that took my headaches away. With prayer, of course, God took my headaches away, but following the natural remedies and understanding why we do that in terms of getting rid of the inflammation in the head and the congestion in the head, and allowing the circulation to improve. So that was brilliant. It really works. And the whole family, we did steaming and all the other things that we recommend.
Okay. Excellent. Sherlyn, are you there? Are you busy? Are you there? Okay. Is Holistic there? Holistic? Are you there? Holistic you?
She is.
Oh, Sherlyn, you're
But I
back.
don't know where she is.
No,
Where
no,
she
it's
is
you I
for.
want. Right. Sherlyn, are you able to put your camera on? Or are you busy?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh dear.
What would you like to give God thanks for one particular thing that happened last year that stood out for you?
I think you know that answer, Edgar.
Okay.
It will be my baby Jamira,
Okay,
who's
excellent.
4 months old now.
Okay,
That'll
excellent.
be the highlight for me last year.
Okay, praise the Lord. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome.
on that note, we are going to go to our presenter now. If you're there, and we're going to ask you to show yourself. Sonia?
Hello, hi Edgar. Hello,
Hi. Thank you very much for being our presenter today. And I'm sure you've got some wonderful things to share with us. And before I go on, I'd like to ask you, what was your highlight for last year, 2021?
My highlight, wow. I've got quite a few things to share. I haven't had, well, another birthday on the 25th of December. So celebrate me on that day.
Okay.
But yes, the fact that I was able to do a bit of traveling to see my family abroad, in spite of what's happening, yes. And you know something? Give God thanks for life.
That's right. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Learning more into how to support the body as well, and so willing to share with others. Yeah.
Yes. And on that note, thank you very much for being with us. And I'm going to hand the platform over to you.
Okay, thank you. Let me just take this opportunity to say Happy New Year to your viewers, those who tune in, logged in on a weekly basis. Welcome back. You know, I was reflecting yesterday that TTI has been going for almost 2 years and giving such valuable information every week, extensive. And it's so pleasing to hear someone said earlier that they've actually taken a lot of the health tips and presentation on board. But that's what it's all about. You're sharing information, but hopefully that will impact lives. It will make a difference in someone's his life. And that's really pleasing to hear. So TTI, thank you for the opportunity again to come and share. And, you know, keep up the good work. You're doing marvelous work. And I say this when I'm here, when I'm able to log in, to tune in to be with you. Keep up this good work, because you're doing good and it's impacting life. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. So thank you for, it's a pleasure of mine actually to be here. I'm humbled to share. When you have the opportunity, you're going to give God praise and God thanks. So before I go any further, let's ask our Father to instill what I need to say to his people, and of course to bring calm to me as well at this time. Loving God and our Father, we give you praise, we give you honor, we give you glory. We thank you that we can see 2022 and to be able to meet together for the first meeting, help show for TTI, be with the members on the weekly basis as they plan and organized. Lord, you know the struggles at times, but you give them strength to continue. Be with me now as I present and share. Bring back to memory what I've studied, what I've experienced, so that someone here will be blessed and your name will be glorified. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. So it's only 8 days. I say only, it's going really quickly. So we are here again, 2022. But I'm asking all the viewers, all that you've tuned in, logged in, welcome from all around the world. If you can just put in the chat for me, what has this week been for you? So today being the last of the week, tomorrow is a new week. How have your week been this week? If you were to grade it or scale it from 1 to 10, what number would you give it? And feel free to put that in the chat. And it's no case of judging or anything, it's just going to feel up where we are. And this topic, what a nerve. And I'm going to explain more about the topic a bit later. And in keeping with the theme, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. We've got to give God praise, because each time I delve a bit deeper, and even in my studies when I'm training to be a nutritional therapist and a health coach, it amazes me. And I think this is why I'm so passionate about health. I want to share, to the detriment sometimes of myself, because I burn myself out. Always on the go. And I'm sure a lot of us here in this room can admit to that as well. So how have you been? What I'm going to be sharing actually will not more than likely touch on other presenters, because the body is holistic, right? And once you mention one area, it impacts the other areas. So you may hear me repeat other topics that have been presented, but I'm sure you will gain something from it. It will actually strengthen what you already know, that you can share with others. A reminder of what you know. All right, so let me get my screen up so I can see so far. I see 9990. All right, 8 out of 10 is 1 point good. Right, so it depends. Right, so when I said, I'm not going to show you another screen, I was trying to get my page up now, and then I'll share that, because we want to have a look at right, here we go. Oops, no, this one. All right, here we go. I want to extend this. Great, fantastic. So when you keep your numbers in your mind, but also look at the screen at the colors. So are you agreeing? I saw someone says they were at 10. So what I probably should have also mentioned is, if you're going to scale it, 0 being so bad, 10 being I'm good. This week have been no stress for me, as for the person who actually shared that 9 is good. I'm doing well. If you have a look at this chart, all I want you to do is to reflect on your week that's gone by. And as you reflect, what color comes to mind? Is it a red, amber, orangey, peachy, or a yellow, amber, bit of a green, and a bright green? And when you reflect back then, think about right now. Where are you now? Sitting in your home, wherever you are. What has been your stress level today in comparison to what it was during the week? Just have a little reflection there. Because oftentimes we think of stress has like a negative connotation in today's world. When we stress out, we get, oh, and sometimes when I ask clients, rate yourself, and they said, oh, no, I'm doing good. Before they see the chart, or I ask them to give a number, how's your stress levels? Oh, I'm good. I don't get stressed. You often hear that. And then when you delve deeper in the assessment, you realize, oh, you are stressed. We all face stress. Stress is inevitable. It will happen. It's just a matter of how you deal with the stress. What's the coping mechanisms in getting out of where you are? It's a natural thing to feel stressed. So today I'll share with you that this week on Tuesday, I was hitting red alert, red. Why? Because I lost my dog. I got 3 puppies, got 3 dogs, and I lost one on Tuesday. And for me, for those who can understand that, not everyone can appreciate that, that really tugged at my heart. I was in bits. And for those who don't recognize that, you know, you're thinking, what? Oh, a dog? Well, yes, because he was like a family member. That's how dear he was to me. So I was sitting red. Now, as I'm giving dispensation now, at this point, I'm not at red, but I'm not agreeing yet either when I think of the loss of Brownie. I'm not agreeing yet, but I'm somewhere in between the amber there. So I've moved from what was a difficult scene on Tuesday. So as you reflect, what was your week like? What would you rate it? What color would you give it? What number would you give it? And where are you now? Because that's what's all about when we're talking about the system here today. So we can have stresses which are positive stress, good feeling stressed. Just get this moving. Okay. Screen's been a little bit of a. I'm going to keep talking because I don't want to. All right. So, because stresses sometimes can be seen as such a negative. It's a distress, positive stress. You know, someone could be, you're laughing so hard that you're putting stress on your body. Who would ever think that laughter could cause stress? Think about it. And so I was doing some research, and in the UK, it actually says that 1 in 14 individuals, I'm just gonna get that screen up, one in 14. Let me see how many of us in the room today in the Zoom, 51. Okay, 1 in 14 feel stress every single day, 1 in 14. So if you're saying to yourself, 0, oh, I don't feel stressed at all, okay. We'll delve a bit deeper later on to see why or where are you as an individual. You know, when you have a seesaw, you know, when you put children on a seesaw, they swing up and down and it moves. And it's naturally to have that rhythm. Yeah, have that rhythm. So, oops, I'm just gonna get my screen back. So 1 in 14 experience stress every single day. The reason I'm feeling stressed is because of lack of sleep. Financial worries are the main stresses. Health, family, weight. Now, someone mentioned earlier that they've been tuning in week by week to TTI, and they've actually included and embedded a lot of the health tips and presentations in their life. And they're feeling good about it. As if you're joining in for the first time, ensure that you actually go back and look at the replay on YouTube of all the many presentations, health presentations that's going on, because there's valuable information to have. So the research is saying lack of sleep. Now this is a big one. And I know that my colleague and friend Joan actually did a presentation sometime last year about sleep. Financial worries, those are the key ones. Where are you with your sleep? Are you sleeping well? Another survey, and if you just Google and put in the survey, you'll see many different research being done. And this one says 85% of UK adults are experiencing stress regularly. And the most common things about money, followed by work, health concerns, failure to get enough sleep, and household chores. Now I don't know about you, like doing household chores, cleaning the house, eating a tidy house. Household chores is causing stresses, would you believe it? So, the autonomic nervous system has 2 streams, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic. It's okay to be in a sympathetic state, the fight and flight state. It prepares the body for stress. Cortisol hormone it will increase for you to actually deal with whatever that stress is. It increases digestion, So at that time when I experienced the death of my dog, red alert, high stress I was going through. Did I want to eat food? No, was not interested. For the entire day, I was just mournful. Yeah, I was mourning the loss of my dog. Sympathetic nervous system. Then you have the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. The body returns back to calm. Is my body calm at this time? May not be so much because I'm doing a presentation, but in relation to the incident with my dog, yes. I'll find coping mechanisms to deal with that. I'm getting there. But once you're in a parasympathetic nervous state, then of course the body starts to heal. And that's what we need as a people. We need to be more in a parasympathetic state than sympathetic. We're living in a stressful world. And stress comes in various sizes, shapes and sizes. It could be emotional stress. It could be chemical stress. Is it something put on your skin that causes that stress? Is it physical stress? But stress comes to us on a daily basis. And for us just to be aware of what they are and how to deal with them. Stress and anxiety, two very big areas. Stress should be short-term. You have the symptoms of moodiness, irritability, anger, loneliness, dizziness. These are the symptoms within stress. If you're then diagnosed with anxiety, then that means that stress and that stresses are lingering on for a period of time. Sometimes individuals don't know what the triggers are, because if they do, then they can put things into place. But this restlessness, tenseness, sweating, nervousness, you're so nervous about the situation. A lot of we've entered 2022. We do not know how the rest of this month will be for us, or even the end of the year. One thing we do know, we know who knows, so we tap into that source. What I'm saying that a lot of us will stress about things which have not happened just yet. But whichever side you're sitting on, whether you have a diagnosis or you're constantly in a stressful state, it will have a negative impact on you, because the body works better when there is balance. The pen of inspiration talks about temperance. There needs to be balance. So if you're on one side of the spectrum, even in a parasympathetic state all the time, will actually put stress on the body. So we need to get to a place where equilibrium, homeostasis, in the middle, sitting at all times. The survey mentions about sleep as a stressor. So the issues are going on in your life, you're not able to sleep. And by not sleeping adds stress. So either way, you're a stressed individual. That's speaking to the individuals who may be experiencing this at this time, not sleeping well, for whatever the reasons are. The actual survey says that that 1 in 3 suffers insomnia. 1 in 3. And the worst of all, that many UK residents believe that they are getting the right amount of sleep when they may be significantly deprived due to what? Staying up late at night and waking up during the night. Now that's a big one. I remember being in the corporate world and I was always on the go. Even when we went for walks, I was always doing this brisk walk, always rushing around. And this was way before I changed career down the path of health. Always rushing around, even when there's no need to. I'm in the house, I'm up and down the stairs, busy, and all that was causing stress to me. And I would wake up every night between the hours of 1:30, every single night. And I'll lie there awake, knowing that I've got to go to work and I need to be up by 5. That went on for years. And of course, it started affecting me negatively. When I ask clients, do you sleep well? well? We said, yes, I sleep well. I can't get to sleep before 10. So I'll get into bed between 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. And I can be out of sleep and I'll get up at 4:35, get up to go to work. Lots of people do that. But what they don't recognize is the detriment to the body. So we're using up our stores. We're using up a lot when that happens. Because the body does much better in a parasympathetic state, which it should be, especially during the hours. So for those of us who are not sleeping or onto the sleep, not able to sleep, it's because your cortisol level is quite high. And when your cortisol levels are high, then it becomes the king of hormones. And then it shuts down every other hormone in the body and of course, it's center stage. And all the other hormones, they take secondary stage. So when it comes to melatonin or serotonin, that's in the gut, of course. Let's move on to this next slide. Serotonin, which 85% of it is in the gut. If you're highly stressed, you're not able to make that neurotransmitter. Which is a cofactor for melatonin, which again, then brings on the sleep wake cycle, the circadian rhythm. Melatonin is responsible for that. But melatonin is nowhere near because serotonin is not being made because the gut is shut down because of stress. And there's a cascade going on a daily basis sometimes, weekly, monthly basis, years. Just to remind, stress is inevitable. Yes, we will have stress. But how are we coping? How are you coping? I don't make New Year's resolution. I just try to be more healthier and stronger each year. And I'm sure a lot of people here probably thought about, this year I want to look more at my health and be more healthy. For such a time as this, we need strong bodies. But when we're so stressed out, it affects the gut. And so nutrient absorption is nowhere. So you've attended TTI sessions or another session for that matter, and you're not aware of how important diet and lifestyle is. And you're trying to make changes, but somehow not feeling the effects. Still experiencing constipation, diarrhea, indigestion, pain and discomfort, bloating, you name it. And this list here is not exhaustive. A lot going on in your body. But you're trying to do well. You're trying to do the best you can. You actually have incorporated fiber. You've been told about fiber. And you're eating more than 30%, 30 grams of fiber each day. You've been told between 25 to 30 for female, a bit higher for male. And you're eating your leafy green vegetables, your fruits, your vegetables, you're trying to get those in. You're actually incorporating enzymes in your diet as well too, because they're responsible for so much. The fiber helps also with the bile, getting the bile from the liver and the gallbladder to excrete out. You're actually including fiber to help with estrogen dominance. If you're female, your estrogen levels are quite high, but fiber is good, and you've been told that, and you've been putting that into practice. You've been doing that as well. But still experiencing not where you're supposed to be. Prebiotics. And your probiotics, being told about your probiotics. You now got your brands, you're quite happy with it, you're incorporating them daily into your diet. Your prebiotics are eating a wider range as well. So you're increasing the microbes in the gut, and the microbes are important. There are trillions of microbes that live everywhere in the body, but majority of those microbes, they are found in the intestines, digestive tract, the colon, all those areas. And you're trying to eat a wide variety, eat your colors, you were told. Yes, and you're doing that. Because by doing so, you're feeding microbes. And those microbes who sometimes are dormant in the gut, by eating certain foods, they come alive because they're getting the food that they want. And you have your prebiotics as well too. And you eat your leeks and your onions and your asparagus and all those. You've been told and you're doing that. You know how important it is for good health, good gut health. but somehow you're still not making them up. So these are all tools that you've been putting into your toolkit. So your sleep hygiene, you've been told to go to bed before 10. Make sure you have to sleep before 10. Okay, for restorative sleep, and that's where the body repairs. Not to eat or drink, but also not to eat too close to bedtime. Your last meal should be about 6. Intermittent fasting, you're doing all that. So you have your sleep there going, you've got the gut health, you're keeping a mind on that, being aware. You've attended the cooking programs, sessions, you've incorporated those lovely dishes. Well done to you, TTI. You're doing all that and adding to your toolkit, putting stuff in. In addition to that, you probably join support groups like the Telegram groups, and you're encouraged. You see the posts put on a daily basis. You're encouraged you're amongst like-minded people. It's a lovely group, and you're there to pick up tips and to share with your friends and your relatives. And for those who have to step out a little bit more to get some counseling because you're dealing with a stressful situation, and so you need some extra support there, you're doing all of that. Praying, fasting, of course. And of course, don't stress. You often hear, don't stress about that. Don't stress about the small stuff. Just do your best. Forget the rest. God will take care of the rest. You're doing all of that stuff. Self-help. You often hear, you don't have to see the whole staircase just to take the first step. Just have faith and step out there. These are all great toolkits tools to have in your toolkit. I'm here this afternoon to share with you again something else that's sometimes overlooked. But God has made this beautiful machine. He's made you, and your body works in such a great way. In addition, of course, the text says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known unto God. So you know your favorite text. When you're feeling stressed, you know where to go. Be still and know that I am God. He's God. One of my favorite one is Isaiah 41 verse 10. It's my favorite text in the Bible. Fear not, be not dismayed. He's my God. And so you're actually doing all that you can. But I'm here to remind you about a part of the body that belongs to the central nervous system. And I know presenters have been here before explaining extensively to this, and so I won't labor that point. Part of it I will just focus on. And what a nerve, the on and off switch and secret weapon for fighting stress, anxiety, much, much more. The Latin name is coined of Latin name, the wonder, the wanderer. It wonders, it's everywhere. It's often the key to healing and well-being. This nerve is about, it's a 10th cranial nerve in the body, and it runs from the back of the head, in the brain, all the way down to the abdomen. This nerve is no other than the vagus nerve. There's tons of research to prove that this is a weapon in fighting stress. But God has made us. And as I said, the human body is a beauty to know that all the systems, they interact with each other, they're all connected. So when you hear about the brain and the gut and the immune, the big BIG, the brain, the immune, and the gut axis will work so closely with each other as a result of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is, something's going wrong with my screen there. It's quite small, but I'm going to read it anyway. It looks big on mine, but yeah. So it's a 10th cranial nerve, and information goes up from the brain all the way down to the abdomen and back again. So there's a feedback loop that goes up. So information is sent down to the intestines, to the abdomen, to the gut area, and the information is sent back up. It's the reason why the transmitter serotonin, majority of it is not in the brain, but in the gut. 80% of serotonin is there. Of course, there are other neurotransmitters as well. But some of we think about the brain, but the gut, that's why the gut is sometimes referred to as second brain. I'm reminded that when I think about the vagus nerve, it reminds me of the motorway in the UK. And let me just probably say, if you're in the USA, let me say the I-95 that runs from south to north. But in the UK, not so much now, but back in the day when my parents was in England, it was the M1 from north to south, from south to north, back and forth. And then from there, you can go to all the other areas, the other counties of the M1 can exit off to different places. It reminds me so much of that. It's up and down, feedback loop, information coming, sensory information coming down and feeding back. It's a result of sometimes when you eat your food, you have a plate in your plate of food, and you really and think, oh, I'm so hungry. Let me get some food to eat, because the brain is speaking to the gut. And vice versa, when you're full, the leptin is switched off. Okay, brain, don't send any more of that trigger hormone, that sensory hormone down, because I'm full. You can get up from the table and think, oh, I've had a lovely meal. There's a constant information going up and down, up and down. The central nervous system, of course, the vagus nerve is connected to it, being part of it. And this, the vagus nerve is what's called a nervous system reset. It resets the nervous system. It's when we talk about the autonomic nervous system, is a switch on. So if you find yourself in a state of stress, as in concerns and worry, moody, irritability, and that's going on for a long time, and your sibling or your people around you saying, why are you so miserable? What's going on with you? It shows that that system needs a reset, because we're not ought to be in that state for a long period of time. We need to dip in and out. So yes, we get irritable about something, or misinformation, and you're not pleased about something, and you show your frustration sometimes, but not to remain there. So the vagus nerve is what resets the central nervous system. It's, as I said before, it's the root for the brain, immune, and gut axis. What goes up comes down. You've eaten that food you just ate, and something doesn't quite agree with you. It's not the gut, it's the nervous system that triggers thinking, hang on, there's some foreign bodies in here, there's something going on here which is not supposed to be here. Get it out. The immune system is at work, but via the vagus nerve. Inflammation in the body as well. Inflammation that's left running for a period of time will cause aches and pains. And so we have the arthritis in the knees and the lower back pain and the shoulders, and lots going on in the body at that time. What about the heart rate and the blood pressure? It regulates our vitals, all to do with vagus nerve. Let's just have a quick look at what it controls. Even to swallow, breathing, hearing, taste, circulation, bladder movement. Do you realize sometimes if you're going for an interview or a kind of a tense situation going on, that you have a comfort break to urinate quite often? What's going on there? It's a fight and flight. You're stressed about that particular thing. Fertility. Because once you're too much on the sympathetic side of things, on that stream, fertility for that individual takes secondary. Blood sugar fluctuation, all linked to the vagus nerve, irregular heartbeat, high blood pressure. Hoarseness, when of course the nerve is not working right, because you don't feel well, hoarseness in your voice, can't swallow, a lump in your throat, increased blood pressure, slight inability to form words. You have sometimes you're so stressed, you're not able to say what you want to say. You're fumbling on your words. And let me just remind us about the vagus nerve and the immune system. Essential for keeping the immune system in check. Close connection to chronic stress, immune functioning, and inflammation. The vagus nerve activates the immune system, keeps it there. And I want to make mention of oxytocin. that hormone, that what I refer to as the love hormone, the relationship, the trust in others. And that's why it's so crucial to have a support mechanism around you, people who you can trust and be around. And so in this time that we're living where you're not able to visit others as much or to give a hug anymore, what that does to us as a people, as individuals, because we're meant to do that. It's part of what we do. Keeping your immune system in check. We tap into the vagus nerve. It relaxes us as well. So when your vagus nerve is working right, when you have a good tone, having a good vagal tone is saying that you're better able to deal with the stresses of life. As I keep repeating, stress is inevitable. It will happen. Things go wrong all the time. It's just where you are on that stream. Too long in the parasympathetic or too long in the sympathetic? Where are we? So you're able to deal with stress, less risk of heart disease, more emotional stability. So something can go wrong and another individual will think it's the end of the world. Another person says, well, we can find solutions about that. Don't worry, we can fix that. You're better able to deal with life. Less brain fog, better sleep, and sleep is medicine. And I coined that phrase. Sleep is like medicines to jump. Less toxic load on the body as well. Because you have a strong system that's out there doing its job. So as another tool in your toolkit, how can we have an increased response, a better response for vagus nerve? How can we increase that tone, the vagal tone? What is it can we do? We already have the sleep in the bag. We have good gut health going. We pray and fast. We have a group of people around us to encourage us to keep going on, no matter the struggles around. How do we increase that vagus nerve, the tone? And I've coined an acronym called BLESSES, BLESSES. BLESSES. Breathing. First one is breathing. How do we breathe? How are we breathing? Because a slow, deep breathing has been shown to increase parasympathetic activity. So you tend to have a rest and digest, a bit of calm. Okay, I feel much better about that now. You have time to relax. This leads to decrease in the heart rate and the blood pressure, more relaxation, improved digestion, improved sleep cycle, and enhance anti-inflammatory effects, and enhance the mood. Breathing. How are we breathing? And so one very basic and level is to inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. And exhaling longer than you're taking in, that's what encourages the parasympathetic stage. Breathe out for long, exhale for longer. Starting to feel, and you can do that wherever you are right now. You can do some breathing exercise. And you're quite familiar with this. Great. So that's the first one, breathing. Next up, we have laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. You answer the question, when was the last time you had a good belly full of laughter? I mean, it's such a stressful time we're living in. Do we even have time for laughs? So you may start laughing, someone look at you thinking, what do you have to laugh about? Can't you see how serious the time it stands up? What's so funny? Oh, we need to laugh. Bible says laughter is best medicine. It's good laugh lifts the mood. When I saw this little baby laughing, and of course, laughter is contagious as well. It's infectious. So you're laughing when I saw this little face. Let laughter be part of the daily routine for you. Find some joy. I'll remind you of a gentleman by the name of Mr. What's his name again? Mr. Cousins, Norman Cousins. And Norman Cousin is a journalist, and he was diagnosed with arthritis and quite, serious disease, illness. And the doctor said, listen, we can't do any more for you. You just have to live with all the excruciating aches and pains. And so being a journalist, he started doing some research, and he came across laughter. Laughter is good medicine. And what did he do? He then exited himself, or left the hospital, signed himself out, and went home, ordered some videos, and some of them, the names were like the Max Brothers, Candid Camera episodes, the Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy. I'm not quite sure if you're familiar with these, but they're quite funny videos. And he stayed in his house and laughed for weeks. He also changed his diet, so he had a bit more vitamin C. And guess what? That illness he had was cured by laughter. Of course, a lot of the medical professionals didn't believe him at the time. They're thinking, okay, well, it could be vitamin C, it could be something else. But he chose laughter. Are you laughing? Because when you laugh, the brain, secretes dopamine. You feel good. You're cracked up laughing. The neurotransmitters coming through. And if you notice, when you're laughing at a situation, do you have time to think about what it is that's troubling you? There are more scientific research and studies to show that laughter is good medicine. And laughter also impacts on the immune system, because all the T killer cells, they are revved up and ready to respond, and in the hundreds. So next time, just think of the L, laughter. And it also helps you to get more oxygen in the body as well, in the bloodstream, which is what we need as well. Next one is exercise. Exercise is one of the 8 laws of health. Ensure you go out walking, brisk walk, because going outside, of course, helps with oxygen as well. You're moving your body and feeling that benefit from it. And I know who recommends 150 minutes, moderate, vigorous intensity physical activity each week. Ensure that you go out and you get your exercise. Next in the acronym is singing. How many of us sing? And I hear people say, oh, no, I don't sing. I can't sing. You have a voice. In your quiet, in your private space, wherever, sing out aloud. Sing unto the glory of God, because singing has a positive effect on the vocal cords, and that helps to stimulate the vagus nerve. So you want to be singing. And oftentimes, sometimes you go into the shower and you just automatically start to sing. Happens. Join a virtual choir if you may, or back in church. But singing is not to be frowned upon, because it helps to stimulate and support the vagus nerve. Next up, we have splashing cold water. Now we know about hydrotherapy and how good this is. A shower, or put your face in the cold water, down to foreheads and the eyes, and 2/3 of the cheeks. So ensure that the face is down, and that also triggered the vagus nerve. Now, I experienced this firsthand, a couple of weeks ago, where hot and cold shower contrast, I've experienced that. But I actually experienced where I was in a hot tub, and immediately from the hot tub, immersed myself in icy cold, I want to say ice cold water. I'm meant to be doing that 3 times, 3 rounds. Well, you can just imagine the first round, just my toes went in that cold water, because I was like, no, there's no way I can do this. But eventually I stuck to it, back and forth, and I was able to immerse myself in this, should have a picture to show you, in this tub, ice cold water, and I did 30 seconds. You know something? I was proud of myself. In doing that. So hot and cold showers, but cold water on the body also helps the vagus nerve, to stimulate the vagus nerve. Essential oils. Now, if you're a regular on the TTI show, you know there's on a Thursday, there's a class for using essential oils. Of course, Essential oils, I've got a list here. There's more oils, but I'm going to make mention of marjoram. It's one of the best for relaxing the nervous system and the vagus nerve. But of course, lavender, melissa, lemongrass, rose, anything rose, palmarosa, chamomile, and orange. Of course, how you use these oils, you're actually going to diffuse them, or of course, so you can inhale these oils and put them on your skin if they are therapeutic base. And I'm going to hasten to say that I'm speaking of oils because I have first-hand information on a brand called Datura, and I use that. So I'm speaking of those. And these oils, some of these oils can be ingested internally. So essential oils are really, really good to stimulate and to support the vagus nerve. Next, we have spending time in nature, sunlight, fresh air as well. Nutrients. What are we eating? What are we fueling our bodies with? And omega-3 fatty acids are really good. We spoke about probiotics and prebiotics already. Cruciferous vegetables, a high fiber diet, B vitamins, of course, turmeric, NAC, amino acids, and lemon juice. Lemon juice helps to stimulate the vagus nerve. So for those who are having a lemon water in the morning as a first drink, we encourage to continue because lemon juice is really powerful. B vitamins, I want to make mention of B vitamins. When we say B vitamins, we know we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 12. And B vitamins help to extract energy from our food so we can get benefit of that energy and the nutrients from the food. And in particular, I'll make mention of a B6. B6 is a cofactor for serotonin, and serotonin is, majority of it is made in the gut, which also helps to bring on melatonin, which is linked to sleep. And also B5 is really good B vitamin because it helps when in a stressful situation. As I said before, stress is inevitable, but when you're in that situation, and each individual to their own, but when you're in a situation, opt for nutrients that will help to support the body. Because I mentioned, the vagus nerve is coined as the healing key. So when you have other illnesses going on, we want the vagus nerve to be supported and sometimes stimulated, but not to be overstimulated, because that again can bring on a negative impact on the body. Next, the herbs, skull cap, if you're using any of these, and I'll make quick mention of ashwagandha because it's an adaptive herb, and just because of course the vagus nerve is also an adaptive centerpiece in the body because it adapts to sympathetic and more parasympathetic. It's more lean on the parasympathetic side to bring us back to a calm. And ashwagandha works more or less the same. It works with how the body operates and it takes from what it needs. Lemongrass, lemon balm, ginger, passion flower, and again, this list is not exhaustive. So these are some of the herbs that I want to share with you. So how are you now? What's your stress levels like? What is it you're taking away today as a means of, okay, I need to support me a bit more? 2022 is here. We know the world we live in, we know what's going on around us, but how can you support yourself? What can you use again? What can you add? Is there anything particular that you take away today to say, right, I'm going to put this in to strengthen my vagus nerve because it's crucial. It's very, very important. Other healing on the other parts of the body won't take place if the vagus nerve is not one of the centerpiece. Because as I said, it runs from north to south and it interlinks with every organ or the organs in the body. So the spleen, the gut, the lungs, the liver, all of that, you have Mr. Vagus or Miss Vagus there. What are you doing to support it? So what a nerve. And let me say what a nerve is, not just derogatory, it's it's an adoration, and to admire this nerve, what it does for the body, and sometimes misunderstood or neglected. And my encouragement as I close is most of us we spend too much time in the sympathetic mode. And please understand me when I say we go through we're going through perilous times and more perilous times to come. But let's find coping mechanisms to help us along the way. So we find time for us to be in the parasympathetic phase mode more than sympathetic, because sympathetic just shuts everything down and the body sees every stress, positive stress or distress as same, and use that. But it operates the same way. The body thinks you're in danger. Oh, I need to protect you. There's a threat. And so the other organs are just left dormant there. And once your cortisol level is quite high, it increases your blood sugar, the rate, all that happens. It's the reason why there is a link between stress and weight gain for some individuals, and aches and pains. It's the reason why they call it stress is a silent killer. And it is. So encouragement is, the bodies always tell us the truth. They give us hints of how, so we need to listen, we need to recognize, we need to hear it, and we need to see. So as we make changes, as we continue to make changes this year, that we tune in a bit more and thank God for the body that He has given us. I'm going to close now and hand back over to Edgar, Sharon, or Shirley, or Janice. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sonya, for that presentation. And now I know what you mean, what a nerve. Let me just put my camera on. So thank you so much, Sonya. Edgar?
Yeah, I'm here. I am here. Thank you very much, Sonya. Excellent. Very, very good. We're going to take a few questions, if you don't mind. We're not going to, make it long. But if somebody's got a few questions about the presentation or on the same theme, or comment as well, you can unmute your mic and just say who you are and make a comment. Or you can also put them in the chat. So if anybody would like to do that now.
This is Eugenie. Can you hear me?
Hello, Eugenie.
How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm wonderfully blessed.
Good.
Had a good day today. I was just wondering, does anybody have, whether it's a DVD or at least, well, I don't know, the machines that people have these days, something that's to do with laughter. I mean, I'm one of those people who like to laugh, but I think it would be nice, I'm having visitors around and I'm thinking it'd be nice to put something on where at least they can just relax and enjoy themselves while we are socializing.
I'm not sure what I would say as an answer. I mean, you can go onto YouTube and put, if you know what that you like that will make you laugh, you could go into YouTube and put in a search of that particular item and then just let it play.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep.
I would just like to ask the question there, Eugene. What normally makes you laugh?
What is it that makes me laugh?
Yes.
I think it depends really, because at least, I mean, even as you were talking, some of the things you said, I'm thinking, sort of make me sort of smile. So I seem to laugh fairly easily, and it's something that at least I'm trying. Well, it depends really, because laughter cannot be good, but most of the time I think it is for me. So even simple things You know, even with reading the Bible, and when I come across some things that, you know, people will say, and I'm thinking, that's so silly. And of course, I may not laugh, but at least it makes me smile. So that makes a difference.
It does. And laughter is infectious. So when you got your guests around, just try this. Get them into the room and someone just start laughing. I guarantee that room will start laughing as well.
Just like that?
So when you have your guests around, whenever, just you take it on yourself, you lead up, you start laughing. They're probably thinking, what's Eugene laughing at? And I guarantee someone else will start laughing. Laughing is contagious.
Okay, that sounds a good idea. Except, of course, can you imagine saying this woman is silly?
Okay, you know, remember that God has a sense of humor himself. So, you know, give it a go. Give it a go.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, is there anybody else that would like to make a comment or ask a question? I did notice, Sonia, that the last person that spoke, I've got a name now, I think it's Eugene. Eugenie, you just said, oh, look at that lady, she's laughing, she's silly, and then you just laughed. I don't know if you noticed that.
Laughing at myself.
It doesn't matter. Laughing is laughing.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Is there anybody else that has a question or a comment? Just say who you are and on me. Beverly? Is it Beverly? Okay, go ahead, Beverly.
I just want to say hello to Eugenie. It's unusual to have someone, to hear someone with my name, which is really good, and it's an unusual name. Anyway, Mike, thank you for that presentation. And my question was, you mentioned marjoram, oil of marjoram. Is it the same as oregano?
No, it's a different herb.
Okay, but they're very similar in look when you look at them, no?
When you look at them, but I'm talking about the essential oil. Yeah, so the essential oil, I use the oils a lot. And so marjoram, it's like an Indian herb. Well, classified, it's found a lot more that side of the world. And it's really good for calming the nerves and relaxing and mood and stress, things like that. Yeah.
Is it more for external use?
Yes, you can diffuse them, use this oil, apply it to the body as well, but ensure that I would say apply it with the carrier oil, just in case you have sensitive skin, you don't want it to harm you or anything like that.
Okay, thank you.
On your pillows or stuff like that. Yeah, does help to calm. It's all about the nerves, helps with the nerves.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have you seen anything in the chat, Shirley? Can you just check the chat for me?
Okay, will do.
Just while we're waiting, I'm sure there'll be a few more questions. Sonia, in your presentation, you mentioned about going in hot water and then going in cold water, and you said you did it 3 or 4 times. And I want to congratulate you in going in the cold water. But if it's possible, you might say no. I can't answer this. What was the reason why you did it? Was it like you wanted to abuse your immune system, or why did you do it? Or basically, I want to know what's a good reason why you did it? Even if it's not why you did it, what's a good reason why to do it?
Yeah, okay. So I've always had it on my bucket list to do. The hot and cold in the shower, I've had that. But we're actually went to a spa, we actually put the hot water there and you immerse yourself in very icy cold water. I wanted to try that for me, I want to take that off. But that also helps with circulation in the body. You know, the hot and the cold, very, very good for that. So cold hands and feet, you know, boosting the blood to move around the body. It's really, really good. When I was actually doing it, there was other people in the space looking on to think, is she gonna jump in that cold ice water? Because no one was going there. But I know I wanted to do it. No, they were not. They were all hovering into the hot tub area, but no one's venturing out to the cold area. And so I done, and then looked on. At first, I did a test with my toes and realized, wow, this is cold. But I thought, I'll be looking silly now if I don't jump into it. So that even motivated me even more to do so. But I know the benefits of it. So I pattern, because it's always good to do these things. So when you're actually talking about to other people, especially clients, you can say, listen, there's a benefit in here. I've done it. It's my experience. Experience it for yourself too. So that's why I done that. Twofold.
Very good. I thought that maybe you might have been hearing some screaming. You know, in the
well, you know, they say, what's happened there, you leave there. But yeah, at first I can share that I did make a noise. Others made noise for me because they couldn't believe I was actually going to immerse myself all the way. First of all, I went all the way, second round, by the way, all the way down, jumped up quickly. Think, right, I can't do this again. Yeah. Run around back to the hot tub, immerse myself. And then the last, I said, right now, I've got to prove something here for me, you know, do this for me. Sure. And so I stayed much longer there. And people like, come on, you're gonna be frozen, No, I know the benefits of this. And so hot water therapy, the hydrotherapy is really good for the body.
Very good, very good. We have a hand, is it Wilfred?
Yeah. It's me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask a question about laughter as well. You know, fear and fright isn't good. But what about those people who go on those type of rides that cause a lot of fear and fright, and they are laughing all the way? Can that laugh really benefit them? Because it mixes fear and fright?
Yeah, you see, that's a good place to be, because they're not staying in that laughter or that fear. They're thinking, oh my goodness, the anticipation of going on that ride, you know. Let me just say this, and I know I'll be recording this up. I am a big fan when it comes to those rides, but I haven't been filming for quite a few years now, but and just on my anticipation of thinking, I'm going to have that deep drop. Oh my goodness, that fear, thinking, well, can I manage it? Would my head spin? But that encouraged me to go, because sometimes the stress, is it challenging or is it a threat? Now a ride like that, it's a challenging thing. Is it a threat? One can argue it's a threat, because oftentimes you hear on these rides, something happens and something breaks and someone's falling out of the chair, whatever it is. And yes, but typically you're not going for that. It's for the challenge. Can I do that? Is that the hydrotherapy? Can I do it? Yes, I'm going to do it. It's a challenge for me to get it done. And so you're actually tapping in and switching on the sympathetic nervous response. Because it's fight or fright, you're frightened. When you're up there and you see that drop and your eyes and you're breaking, wow, I've got all that way down to go, and those roller coasters, and you know the ones. But you're not staying there. You're coming and having a good laugh afterwards. And then you can be breathing, wow, I've done that. And just by exhaling, and it's an achievement. So you feel good about that situation. At that time, you're not worrying about, goodness, I've got my rent to pay tomorrow, I've got no money. You're put into perspective. You have that situation to deal with, but you are not constantly thinking about that. And that's why we ought to find something. We need to tap in, because all what I've listed, the blessings, is all natural things, everyday things that we can do to switch on our parasympathetic response. So yes, bit of fear, bit of laughter. It's a mixture. It's like a seesaw, but then you get off and you're feeling good about it. That would be my response. I don't think it's so detrimental to the body. I mean, you can get to a point where you overstimulate on either side. Too much stress going on. And that's what I'm saying at the end. We are faced with so many stresses today. And we ought to find something, get to a place of where we can relax and digest and breathe. Because that's so much useful for the body.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Wilfred. Is there anybody else that would like to ask a question? Or was we wait with bated breath? Did you see anything in the comments, Shirley? In the chat?
Not questions. Audrey made a statement regarding the contrast showers. So she said, I grew up with a father who both summer and winter never washed with hot water, always cold shower, and was never ill till his last few years in his 80s when had prostate cancer, which took his life. A very healthy man from cold showers. contrast showers good for the immune system?
Mm.
And then Sharon says it can also help to release tensions when you laugh. So just a few statements, but no questions.
Okay, very good. I would agree with the contrast showers. It can help quite a lot with a variety of things. But it definitely, if your immune system is low and you have a cold coming on or something like that, a contrast shower can make a big difference.
Sure.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that would like to ask a question? Okay, I think there's a question in the chat.
Someone says, hi, Joy. Oh, hi, Joy here. And thanks for the presentation. What's the contraindication for the cold and hot dips? So it's
Yeah. So again, it helps with because a lot of people say, well, I'm feeling cold, I can't go out I can't do both. You know, is I'm going to do one or the other. You go into hot, you jump into cold, but the body it shuts down. So when you jump into the hot and coming out and you get into cold, it shuts off the pores, and so that warms in, but also it helps to strengthen the immune system, but more so the circulation that goes on in around the body. And a lot of individuals who have cold hands and feet, sometimes it's because of the thyroid issues playing up the thyroid system. But these are some of the natural things. Of course, if you have that in your home, you're hot and cold, turn the shower off and on to get that blood circulation moving. Just remember that life is in the blood. And so when you eat your foods and all the nutrients go in the blood, we need the blood to circulate around the various organs in order to feed them. That's what the blood, in simple terms, that's what it's about, to feed the body. And so when you have things like cold extremities, your hands are cold, your feet, so blood's not, circulation not getting there. So what's that mean to your toes? What happened to the bones down there? It's as a result of other parts of the body as well. What happened to the head, the top of the head, the crown of the head? Blood flows not up the top of the head. Ladies, men too sometimes often have, you know, hair falling out and various different things happening in the body. So it's useful to have that. So I wouldn't be too concerned about the fact that, oh, I'm jumping into hot and into cold. There is a way to do it. So 3 times round, just to get set the body and to set the immune system back in place and the blood. But yeah.
Donna has mentioned that you must be mindful if you're diabetic. You would agree with that, Sonia?
If you're diabetic,
in terms of going, you know, the hot and the cold and
yeah, the hot and cold showers. Maybe not so much the dip that I don't jump into because that was really icy cold. But of course, the hot and cold shower for diabetic. I mean, of course, people are individuals, and so you can set the settings for yourself as an individual.
Sure.
For the hot and cold. That cold, icy water jumping, it was set for anyone who wants to do it. So I would imagine, yes, someone who is quite poorly like that may not be able to or want to jump down into such a cold bath.
I think the issue is more to do with the hot water, because obviously if you have diabetes, your nerves might not be that sensitive to the heat. And so it's easy to burn if the water is too hot. So you need somebody to monitor the temperature of the hot water before somebody who has diabetes immerses any part of their anatomy into the heat. So I think that was more of the caution that Donna was saying. Yeah. There is a hand up from Michael.
Because, and also just to say as well, because usually when we have such diagnosed illnesses, research has shown, we've seen where it's because the vagus nerve is reduced tone of the vagus nerve. So it's not working at the best of its ability. And that's why we have illnesses. And regardless of what illnesses it is, whether it's the gut, the spleen, the pancreas, the liver, the gallbladder, it's because the vagus nerve is not working at its best. As I said, it's the wanderer nerve. It runs across the body, all around, and it needs to have a tone at a level that's working that it can suffice. It can stimulate and work with all the organs. It carries the information to the organs and way back. And oftentimes, stress, anxiety, ADHD, you name it, it actually have a negative impact on the functioning on the right way of the vagus nerve.
Okay. Michael, would you like to unmute and make your comment?
Sorry, it's not Michael, it's Joe.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Who is it?
It's not your fault, it's Joy. Sonia, could you repeat your answer to my question? Because I'm not sure I'm hearing you correctly. There's a bit of what is it? What do you call it? Delay or something on the reception.
To the response just now about the
my question was, what's the contraindication for hot and cold dip?
Yeah, for someone who is diabetic.
No.
Just in general. No, yeah. So if you haven't got any diagnosed illness, like for a diabetic person, then the individual will step into the water or turn the shower on or hot, depending on how much they can manage. But in order for hot and cold hydrotherapy is like natural remedy that helps with circulation. Circulation helps and also to boost the immune system in order to fight off illnesses. So if you haven't got any illnesses of such and you want to have partake of hydrotherapy, then of course go ahead and do so. How much hot water you can bear is then up to yourself. And cold.
Okay. Now I asked the question because I've got circulation problems, and that's why.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
so
I do hot and cold showers, but I'm not actually on a dip.
Or you can also do if you have a tub with 2 hot water in the tub and cold water, icy water, and hot water. But it's how much hot water, the heat that you can bear as an individual, and cold. But I would recommend that you try it. Very good for circulation. Probably try it and come out next week and share with TTI platform. How was that for you? How you found that?
I'll think about it.
Well, at least she's got a laugh out of you.
Yeah, right. You know, it's good medicine.
That's right. Thank you for that. Jay Miller, I think it's Juliet.
Yeah, hi there.
Hi,
Yeah,
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year all. Hi, Sonia. Thank you for a lovely presentation. I was just wondering, as I flicked through one of my books, could we use hot and cold compresses, or if for some reason you're ill and you can't get into the hot and cold shower, whether you could use, instead of going into the deep bath, whether you could do the hot and cold shower, which you said, but also the hot and cold foot baths or hot and cold compresses. What do you think about that?
Yes, that's great. That's if you can't. I mean, when I put this together, I wanted to coin the word blesses, and so I picked out the ones that could resonate. People can probably leave this presentation and remember. So the blesses with the breathing, the laughter, you know, the exercise and all that. But yes, hot and cold compresses. It's also recommended for circulation and also to stimulate the vagus nerve. And always remember that that nerve is what a nerve. How the benefits of it. It runs everywhere. It goes everywhere, and it needs to be supported and stimulated.
So what about the foot baths? Because, you know, when you say the nerves, you always think about the nerves, the nerve endings in the hands and the feet. Mm-hmm. Would you think the foot baths as well would support that as well?
Definitely. I was saying to the young lady, trying to encourage her, I think it was Joy, her name is, just to encourage her to do the foot bath. So get two bowls, one with hot, one with cold, but of course, the temperature that you can manage, and out of one into the other. do 3 rounds. I've got see Sharon hands wiggling. Come in, Sharon. Her finger. Yeah.
Yeah, I was also going to add to that one. Another thing that you can do for the hot and cold, if you can't take the temperature or the person can't get into or out of cold basins or bowls or whatever, is you can use your essential oils if you have access to good quality therapeutic essential oils, because you could say, for instance, rub on the, if you want to represent the cold, you can rub peppermint oil in a carrier oil, and that would kind of give the effect of the cold. And then you can contrast it with wintergreen oil, which would give you the effect of the hot. So you could alternate the hot and cold with a wintergreen and a peppermint oil rub. And it's great for the massage. It's great for the hands, whoever's doing the massage, because that's going to go into your blood system anyway, as well as the recipient. But just don't rub your eyes straight afterwards.
Yeah.
The contraindication, don't put it in your eyes. Wash those hands good afterwards. But your feet, no, they're not going in the eyes, so that's fine.
Yeah, great. That's right. Yes. I mean, there's so much that we can use. You know, essential oils, I said, that list is not exhaustive, but yeah. And God has given all of this natural, everyday stuff that we can use and utilize to boost that vagus nerve. So call it the wanderer, but just remember the wanderer that goes everywhere in the body, that carries information to and fro. And it's also great for healing. Healing, that the body heals when the vagus nerve is stimulated. There's a response from it.
Sharon? You're muted.
Sorry, that's me again, yeah. And it's not a mistake. I have a lot to say, if you didn't realise. I put a couple of things in the chat in relation to the presentation as it was going on, and I just wanted to highlight them. One of them was a smartwatch. My son gifted me a watch which counts the hours of sleep, making me more aware of how many hours I sleep, that I actually get, you know, deep sleep, rapid eye movement, light sleep, etc. when I wake up in the night. Didn't realize I woke up, but then I look at it and it says I woke up, so obviously I did. However, I did also put that I'm not sure if sleeping with smart devices is a healthy thing. That's one point. Second point, so I don't have to keep coming back. You was talking about singing, and it made me smile and laugh as well, because I know my son sings very loudly when I want him to be quiet, and he's quiet when I want him to sing. But there you go. I don't know if anybody else experiences that with teenagers or any other ages. And with regards to the marjoram, somebody was saying, is it external use? It depends on the quality of oil that you get. As Sonya mentioned, she uses, or she's familiar with the Terra essential oils. And I just did a quick search online, and with that one, you can use marjoram aromatically, topically, and internally, but you have to know how you're using it. You know, you're not just going to drink the whole jar. It has to be used sensibly. So if you're not sure, you can always find out from somebody who knows what's the, you know, like someone who's an advocate who knows what they're doing. But yeah.
And I was thinking as well, too, this is Eugenie, that with the marjoram, at least the herb itself is good in cooking. So if it's going to be good in cooking, it's good internally.
Definitely, definitely. It's a food, but you have to know how to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sharon, I want to respond to your question, and the first one about the device. Yeah. Right. Okay. This is my own personal view. I'm never a fan of those devices, and I tell you why. Especially at night, and you purchase it or you've been given to track, and of course. But what we need to understand, also be aware of, is that cortisol is the hormone triggered, and of course, this is another topic for another day. The adrenal glands, that spikes cortisol. Cortisol is king of hormones. Once he or she strikes, that's it. They take over every other hormone in the body. When you have the watch on your hand during nighttime, it will interrupt sleep. Because I'm sure there's a little bright light or something on there. And when I always say to clients, if you have a clock or something in your room with that red light or bright light, use a tape to cover it. Because the skin picks up that light and it sends signals, ooh, time to wake up. And so your sleep won't be this restorative sleep that it should be, that shallow sleep. So you'll be sleeping, but not the deep restorative sleep that you need. Check the research on that. So that's why I'm never a great fan of them, because that pulse keep going. Same as the headphones. That's another topic for another day. You can go into that. The headphones, the wireless devices. And I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, or you got your Christmas presents, you just got your presents, and now I'm saying all of this. But it's just to be aware that those things have a negative impact on the body. It's just like we should be switching off our modems at night, or removing anything electronic out of the room, because it will interrupt sleep. It should be dark room, just air coming through the window, and hopefully it's a peaceful, restful sleep. So just be mindful of the devices, sleeping with them. I mean, it probably is giving you a good indicator that you're waking up in the night, in the hours of the morning. And so what do you need to do about that? So at least you get some good information there. But for me personally, I wouldn't advocate to have it on throughout every night. Yeah, I'm gonna just make a quick mention of that.
Yeah, I was also thinking about like any electromagnetic waves that might be coming in and affecting the body in a negative way.
Yeah.
With these devices that are called smarts, but I don't know how smart they actually are.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's quite right. So I'm not a big fan of them, but it's just sharing. We're here to share the information.
Thank you. What I observed from the presentation is that how the 8 health laws has such an impact, on your health, and we advocate that as TTI, and lots of our presenters advocate it, and God has blessed us so that everybody, well, not everybody, most of us can access these different things to actually help our bodies. And so my suggestion is that, this year, I don't believe in making New Year's resolutions, but let's all try and do more of putting the health laws into our lives to give ourselves better health. I think that would be a good thing to do. And one presenter, a regular presenter on our program, says if you try the 8 and it doesn't work, then you can come to me and I'll charge you. I think,
yeah, I like that.
And I think that's a good one. I think that's a really good one.
Yeah,
because sometimes maybe we're too quick to run to the 9th one, which might be a natural doctor or a general doctor, when God has given us such blessings. So sometimes we, instead of going to the source to get the help, remember the 8th one is trusting God. We run to the 9th and pay for it. Maybe that's something to consider.
Totally agree there.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I mean, if there's anyone on the platform that is still struggling with sleep, unsettled sleep, or staying in sleep, I do have a free ebook on sleep. Just go to my website and have that. I would also stress that you look in your junk box, because the email will go there. And if you don't pick it up there, then of course the ebook is sitting there. And put your email address in, and I'll send you the ebook. I also have one on anxiety.
Okay.
Stress and how to deal with that. And if I have your email address, then I can actually send that one out personally to you as well, if I have your email address. So
okay, so I can see somebody's put their email address in straight away. So, obviously, you can get it by sending the email, and I'm sure we'll help them out with the free book. Thank you very much for that. Right, I think we're kind of out of questions. I don't know if you have a question, Shirley, or you see anything in the chat, but I think we're kind of where we are. Are you there, Shirley?
I am here again. No, I can't see anything in the chat.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much, Sonya, for the presentation, for your time and the laughter for today. And my suggestion to everybody is keep on laughing. There's a program that comes on TV and it says keep on dancing. Well, I'm saying keep on laughing.
Correct.
But thank you so much for your presentation. And I'm sure we'll have you on again if you were willing to come.
Is that your program, Keep On Laughing?
It's not my program, but it's good for you. It's definitely good for you.
Thanks for the introduction.
No problem. So what we're going to do now is just going to do the slides again before we finish up. So Shirley, can you just go through the slides again for us? And
excuse me, is there a challenge?
Is there a challenge? Oh, Sonia, have you got a challenge?
The challenge is try these blesses. Okay, the acronym blesses. So, and especially laughter. And what we're trying to do is just be in your house and just start laughing. Try that. Challenge yourself to laugh and to see how you feel about that. It's always good to check in with yourself. How are you feeling about something, about a situation? And I challenge you to just start laughing. That's a challenge. But to try all the acronym blesses and to see how you feel and feedback next week, how you go on.
And what has just come to my mind as well, too, as you saying that, is that at least if you're really laughing, you're breathing as well, too.
Yeah.
Surprising the difference it makes, you laugh till they say you crack up.
Right. So. Yes. See, I like to laugh. I laugh at myself. Jokes, I'm always laughing. I guess that's why for me, I'll giggle a lot. I do giggle a lot. I like laughing, I have to say. So of course. So try that this week. And even when I'm not ignoring the fact that we are living, as I said before, serious times. A lot of us going through some really stressful situation right now. And we are in a sympathetic. We've probably been there for months now, for years. But say to yourself that you need to be, to balance equilibrium. You need to make a balance, not always be stressed out. Try and find something that can relieve some of your stresses while you find other coping mechanisms to talk about the situation. So when you're trying to find jobs at the moment, trying to find a country living home, land, houses, and it's stressful, it's quite stressful. So I'm not ignoring that fact whatsoever. But what I'm also encouraging you to do is to find time where you can apply the blesses that I mentioned, the breathing. Because when you breathe out for longer, it says again, it strengthens your immune system and puts you into a parasympathetic mode and helps you to deal with the same stresses much better than if you weren't there.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Sonia.
Yeah. May I just say that works for me? Because I find that at least once I start the breathing in 4, of course, hold it for 7 and you breathe out. I find that shortly after I start doing that, I start yawning. Right. And I'm thinking it's time for me to be folding my legs up and get into bed.
Right. There you go. Thank you for sharing. That. Appreciate that. Someone says to watch Oliver at Large or some comedy show. Yeah, or, and you may think, oh, I'm wasting time. But if that's for you is wasting time, find something else, but find something that you can relate to that will give you that relaxed state, relaxed and digest state. That's right. That's balance. You have to balance, not be on one side of the spectrum all along. Because you have a situation where you can overstimulate the nervous system and you have, dizziness, fainting. For those who don't like giving blood or taking blood, and you think, oh, you work yourself up to give blood, and as soon as you see that needle, you just faint away. That's when the nervous system is overstimulated. So we want this balance at all times.
I did see one question in the chat actually, before we end with the promo slides. I think it was Marlene. She was asking, and I really understand this question, with regards to the contrast showers, the 3 cycles, do you have to do all 3 cycles or can you just do it where you have a warm shower and you just finish up with a cold shower?
I always say, start where it starts. Whatever you do, start. So if it means for you, you can only do 1 round. When I saw the tub of ice, I psyched myself up. I think, something, I need to do that. And I've got a crowd of people watching. I dipped my toes in first. I realized, whoa, this might not be a no, but something, eyes are watching me. I need to do this as a challenge for myself. I'm going to do it. So I'm working way up, but it's always, the recommendation is 3 rounds. Because, the hot, the cold, back and forwards, and to seal up the pores with the cold, to finish up with the cold. Try it. I know the time is cold now, but give it a go. And if you're not able to do on the back, do the feet. Start with 2 buckets of water, 2 tub of water, 1 hot, 1 cold, and see how you get on until you work yourself up where you can get to a place you can take the showers. And then you're brave enough to find a spa somewhere you can jump and plunge, immerse yourself in that cold, icy water. Sharon.
Yeah, my friend does this in the Irish Sea. She goes every so often. She goes for a dip for a couple of minutes and then comes back out and feels invigorated. So yeah, I can understand that. But what also really comes to my, sorry?
No, sorry, I said I felt really good after.
Yeah.
One is an achievement. I could tick that off and do it again, but also how I felt in my body though. Felt well, felt really well.
But what came to mind though was Naaman, and he was told to dip 7 times. And after the 6th time in that dirty, muddy water, he still didn't receive the healing. He had to go for complete obedience. And that's why I was laughing, because I know I sometimes do the shortcut and just have, okay, times I haven't got a lot of time. I'll just do the cold 1 time and come out after the cold, finish on the cold, but I've not done the 3 cycles. So Naaman came to mind, and maybe the shortcut. There's some benefit, but you're not going to get total restoration.
But you can, see as a start.
It is a start. It is a start. And so if you're going from nothing to that, then that's something. But then you have something to achieve, something to aim for. So thank you so much for that, Sonia. Shirley, have you seen any more questions, anything on YouTube or in the chat, anything that may have been missed?
And yes, Audrey, I totally agree. 3 rounds of 3 minutes in the warm and 1 minute in the cold. Correct. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So you have to make sure that you make time for your therapy. Call it your, what do you call it? Your whether you want to call it your Sonya spa or your TTI spa or whatever.
Yes.
It is your health treat. It's your health farm. Call it your health farm in your wherever you do it. Okay.
Yes.
In the privacy of your own place. But yeah, so thank you once again, Sonia. And I know this isn't the last time we're going to see you on here. We will, Edgar's saying to me, we will be calling on you. So yeah, thank you so much.
Bless you. Thank you.
God bless you too.
Welcome.
And we look forward to everybody's responses. I'm saying everybody because I'm aiming high. Everybody's responses to the challenge, okay? So blessings. If we can't remember what the acronym is again, can you just run through what the BLESSIANGS stands for again, just quickly?
Yes. B for breathing, L for laughter, E for exercise, S for singing, sing, shout from the rooftop, sing, yes. Another S for the cold, splashing the cold water, E for essential oils, and another S for going out in nature, spending time in nature. So that acronym there, blessings.
Beautiful.
That's all natural coming from above. It's all that we can do, can do for ourselves.
Amen. Okay, so I'm going to go over, thank you again for that, Sonia. I'm going to go over to our promo slides. So let's share this. There we go. And put it into this mode here. Slideshow. Oops, I'm at the end. Okay, let's quickly go to the beginning. All right, so obviously we've just seen what a nerve for such a time as this. And there's our disclaimer. So Telegram groups, I'm not sure, I don't think we actually got them in the chat in the end because, yeah, but it's there on the screen for those of you who are on YouTube, those of you who are on Zoom. The spiritual health group is there where we can share encouragement, we can share devotionals, we can share prayer requests on the spiritual health group, and share testimonies after the prayer requests have been answered. On the men's wellness group, we can have, well, not me, but him. We can, men can share their questions, their concerns, whether it's to do with men's health, or encourage each other, encourage the brothers to get cooking and put the chef, you don't even have to put the chef's hat on, but just get cooking and make, so there's special meals for that special person in your life, or just treat yourself even. But yeah, I'll encourage the men to get more engaged in that wellness Telegram group and encourage one another. And similarly for the women's as well, that one seems to be a bit more active in terms of questions and sharing recipes and encouragement and support as well. There's also support going on in the women's wellness group. So that's there for us. Charlene, are you there? Are you able to speak on this one, or shall I?
No, you can speak, Sharon. Sorry, I'm just doing some of the, I'm just trying to add the links for the Telegram.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. So as you can see on here, from the 20th of February to the 3rd of March, that's 12 days. We normally talk about 10 days. I'm sure when you come on, if you go onto this, you will find out why it's 12 days. Okay. So that's a challenge for those of you who are leading out. Why is it 12 days and not 10? Yeah. But Edgar's saying I should ask you now, but I don't know. It's up to you, Sonia, or Joan, or Louise even. I think Louise Reed is on here as well. But it's a 12-day cleanse, colon, gallbladder, and the liver flush using juices, raw nutrition, and herbs. There's only 50 places available. So if you do wish to do this, join in and boost your body. Come on, the cost is £30, including postage and packaging. So you will be getting a pack in the post, herb pack. So that includes postage and packaging. I'm not sure if that's just for the UK. I think it may be internationally. I'm not sure. I don't know. There's WhatsApp support. There'll be Zoom presentations. And if you get in early, you can get a £15 discount. So it's £115 before the 31st of January. And this is sponsored by Mercy's Door and the other ministries that are represented by the speakers. So Sonia, could you say anything about the 12-day cleanse, or is that just a carrot for those who are coming on to find the answer, or Joan or Louise?
I could, I mean, the other presenters, the facilitators can speak, but the reason it's a 12, it's usually 10 days, as you normally know, because we usually do the colon and the liver. But this time we've decided to include the gallbladder, because lots of people have been saying, oh, what about our gallbladders? We want some support with that as well. And so we are trying to, even if you don't have gallstones, we're just trying to enhance your gallbladder health, as well as your colon and your liver health. And if you have gallstones that are not large gallstones, this is really important. So it's a good thing you're speaking on this, Sharon. We can help to, the program is about helping to flush some of the gallstones out if you have. And of course, when doing 2 days, if you add the 2 days of juicing, the 3 days of colon cleansing, that's 5. Then you flush on the 6th day. And then from day 7 onwards, you're using the herbs to maintain and sustain the liver and the gallbladder. So here we have 12 days instead of the 10.
Thank you for that, Louise. Thank you. That's definitely clarifies that. So appreciate that response. So moving on with the slideshow. Gotta get it. Okay, so Plant Easy. Janine, are you on here? Because it would be good to hear it from your perspective. Are you able to unmute and share? Maybe you're not close
Hi,
to
Sharon.
you're there.
Sorry, I had to move into a different room.
Yeah, I thought you might have. Yeah.
So this is some virtual cooking sessions that we're taking place in February, and they're geared towards mood food, so foods that can help when we're talking about depression and anxiety. So 3 sessions. First session covers breakfasts, second session covers quick lunches, and then the third session covers dinner recipes. And in amongst all of that, there'll be information about how you can enhance the production of the important neurotransmitters when we're talking about depression and anxiety. So it's there. Contact me. You've got my number on screen. You've got my email address. And also, any of you that are on Instagram, you can also go onto Plant Easy just for a sample of the different things that we do. So looking forward to it.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for that, Janine. So that's good. That's really good. So for those of you who may not have heard of this ministry, this is Plant Easy. This is Janine's baby. PLANTEAZY. Okay, that's the spelling. So look out for that one on Instagram. And here we have the organically grown or veganically grown rather, pure organic olive oil from Dr. Pastor Sam Davis's farm in Unachenta, Spain. So he has his farm, he has his olives, and he's made some oil. And we are making them available for you through TTI. This is posted just for those who are viewing in the UK or who have a postage address in the UK, because obviously if it's being shipped further afield, the postage is going to be a lot more expensive. So for those of you who are in the UK and you're interested in the pure organic olive oils, we have these available for you. We don't have a lot, so if you are interested, I'd make an effort to contact us soon, and you'll get prices and that on inquiry. There's a lot that wow, olive oil is amazing. We should do a presentation just on olive oil. I heard one earlier on this week, and it is a powerhouse. So that's there for you to consider and act on if you so desire. And finally,
sorry,
we are
sorry,
yes.
Sharon, I'm just going to say the olive oil. It is very, very, very nice, and it's lighter than most. I find it to be a lot more nicer than the other olive oils. And I would say to all the viewers, get one in the UK, of course, to get one because it's really worth having some.
And as you can see, we do have it in a dark bottle. So if it's dark, that's going to keep it better for longer. And you will enjoy it. I have some in my kitchen. Right, so, and our final slide is thank you for all your support. So this is you coming on, staying on, coming back and sharing, inviting your friends. And for those of you who are able to bless us, benevolence is always a wonderful thing. So if you wish to support our ministry financially, our account name or bank account name is True Temperance International Limited. The sort code number is on there and the account number, and there's an international bank number as well. So those of you who wish to support us financially, we really appreciate that. Those of you who are able to pray for us, we really appreciate that. So thank you all once again. And please tell somebody. And when you come onto YouTube, please, what do we do now? We share, subscribe, and we like. Okay, so we're looking forward to seeing, well, we can't see you on YouTube, but you seeing and sharing more with your friends and family, and even people who you maybe not be that friendly with, but you've heard that they've got issues and you've seen the list of programs that we've covered, the list of topics. You can share that with them as well, and you can bless them, and you never know, that could be another soul for the kingdom. So thank you once again. Charlene, do you have anything to say?
Not really, but just to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon on our first program back for 2022. And I pray and that you have a blessed week ahead.
Shirley, I have a question for you. When is gonna? I didn't see it. When is the next essential oil class? I'm sure other people. I don't know if you noticed that the essential oils was actually mentioned in this presentation and how it can help with certain conditions and so on. So when is the next essential oil class going to be?
That's a good question, Edgar.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking it.
Gerald is laughing because it's a good question, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll have to have one this week coming, but we'll see. We'll have a class.
Watch the space. If there is one coming this week, we will promote it in the Telegram groups, and those of you who are still on WhatsApp, in the WhatsApp group as well. And if you're still not able to find out, contact us directly. You have, I think you've seen, even if it's through, because I don't know if there's been any posters with my contact details or Shirley's, but Janine's on there and she's part of our team. So you can go through Janine and that way you can get through to us. But hopefully you'll register with our groups anyway, so you won't need to do that. Next week, who have we got on next week, Shirley?
Oh, next week we will have Dr. Louisa next week on circulation. So we're talking about circulation today, so it ties in.
Excellent.
For next week for circulation with Dr. Louisa. So we're looking at the circulatory system.
So that's one of the 11 systems of the body, the circulatory system, still covering our Fearfully and Wonderfully Made Know Your Body series. So please invite your friends and come back.
Spread the word, spread the word. We are going to say goodbye to our YouTubers.
Bye, YouTubers.
Thank you for listening to us. We're going to come off air very, very shortly.